expected it to happen in that way, really. You know, we were just kids at the time that we made the band. I remember my dad saying to me, you know, because X Factor finished at Christmas, he was like, don't come home till Christmas, the day that I left, and then I never came home. So it's like the weirdest thing.
What you wish for.
Ever, yeah. It's a really crazy thing.
And a big thing, I guess, is once you've had all this success and dealing with that and the pressures, and we'll come on to more of those at the moment, but is finding out who you are without the band beside you and after all of that's ended.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing. As the band kind of stopped and we had a number of months off, it was almost like going through some, like, weird early retirement. And then my dad actually happened to retire just after I'd quit the band, and I was like, well, wait for this to happen, you're going to want to sleep loads. We were like, talking about it. It was a really weird conversation to have with your dad, at 22 as well. So it was very strange, but, I mean, yeah, trying to find yourself, especially after the band, you know, we were so used to being together and being known. You know, people still call me One Direction in the street. It's like, it's your name.
They say, when you finish and it's suddenly not there anymore, it's like, well, actually, what am I?
Yeah, what's your purpose?
What is it? Yeah, what is
exactly.
And you had therapy.
Yes, I went through a number of different bits of therapy and whatever else. I think, you know, as Strip That Down was coming out, I was almost just as afraid of the success as I was the failure, which isn't a really very comfortable place to be in life because you're just not really sure what you're doing. You know what I mean? It was one of those sorts of things. So I went away. I had a little bit of a thing with drink, and it was a guy called Chip Summers who got me sober. I went sober for a year. And went and visited Russell Brand, actually, which was quite amazing. We went down to a meeting together and spoke about different things. It was just quite nice. You know, I think for anybody out there who is having a problem with mental health or something and that struggle it is, but the best thing is to just go and speak to someone. Because if you go through it by yourself, you're your own soundboard, and we're all just as crazy as the next person. So it's like you need someone to validate you know, your experience almost.
And stopping drinking for a year, was that something that you planned to do for longer, or did you just know, actually, I just need to sort of push reset a little bit?
Yeah, for me, I think I was just at a point in my life where I was too young to stop. And you know, in a way, it turned my social life upside down as well. So it was a very lonely experience as well as it was. Like, many things in my life went up, but also a lot of things in my life went down at the same time. So, you know, for me, it was just about pressing that reset button for a minute and realising you could, you know, cope without it and learning about emotions. You know, we have to mask our emotions in so many different ways, and I think it's very important that you learn to deal with emotion as well, and as raw as it is, so that you know you're going to be all right.
Did you keep in touch with the rest of the guys? Did they feel a similar sort of thing?
I don't know. I mean, we've never really discussed it. I mean, I speak a lot to Louis, who's obviously, you know, he's had a crazy few years, more so than anyone. You know, a very sad few years for him, actually. But he's doing amazing. You know, he's transformed him into the most beautiful human being ever. And I love spending time with him. And it's nice, you know, to reach out to somebody who's been through that same experience. And when I often think about somebody like Justin Bieber, who kind of went through his whole level of fame by himself, he had no one else who knew what it was like to be Justin Bieber, which I think's, you know, kind of hard. So I tend to give him a little bit of a break sometimes. Whereas, you know, for us, we had each other and we all knew what it felt like to be in One Direction, and it still feels that way today.